On May 29, 1453, the fortress of all fortresses, Constantinople, the new Rome, fell. Many have lamented the fate of all Christendom following this tragedy, but no one speaks of why it fell and what the historical reality was at the time when Mehmed II, a 22-year-old sultan, managed, using the cannons of the Hungarian Orban from Brasov in present-day Romania, to bring down the famous walls that had kept so many besieging armies at bay and to enter the city. The historical reality is a very sad one, and one rarely spoken aloud. Constantinople was indeed the new Rome, truly the capital of a Christian empire for more than 1,000 years, save for an interruption in the 13th century, which is seldom mentioned. For more than 1,000 years, Constantinople was the greatest city in the world, with a population of between 400,000 and 500,000 people, the majority of whom were Orthodox Christians. These Christians came from all the provinces of the Roman Empire, and their access to the military, administrative, and ecclesiastical structures was equally open and free, based on each person's education, talent, and dedication. The great tragedy of Constantinople begins sometime in the 9th century, when, amid an exceptional revival of the sciences and Christian philosophy, supported by a series of military conquests, there emerged what would later be called Greek nationalism, specifically the confusion of the Greek language Christian culture with political ideals. One cannot help but feel sorrow that the Hellenophone Romans of Constantinople could be enchanted by an idea that had never ensnared even the Macedonians of Alexander the Great, nor the scholars and politicians of ancient Rome, most of whom spoke ancient Greek, the language of Roman culture, until around 200 AD. The temptation of Greek nationalism was followed by a series of tragedies, such as that of Emperor Basil II, the Bulgar slayer, who led what we would today call a phenomenon of chauvinism. Bulgarians and Serbs were banned from holding positions in the Roman Empire's army and administration under threat of death. This precedent paved the way for similar attitudes to be directed toward other ethnic groups. A little later, during the reign of the Comnenus emperors, a true ethnic cleansing began, with the Vlachs suffering first, as they were the most numerous. In 1182, the Latin Roman Catholics were also expelled, and those who remained in the city were massacred. In 1185, the emperor imposed new taxes on the Vlachs and Slavs of the Balkans, in contrast to the Greeks in the city, which led to the great uprising of the Asen brothers and the emergence of the Vlach-Bulgarian Empire in 1187. A series of wars definitively sealed the fate of the unity of the Constantinopolitan Empire. After the assassination of John Asen in 1196, his younger brother, Ioan Kaloyan, took the initiative and succeeded in further expanding the Vlach-Bulgarian rule, which had meanwhile become the true new Rome. As a result of Constantinopolitan Greek chauvinism, the Vlachs and South Slavs decided to found a new empire, having Old Church Slavonic as the official administrative and ecclesiastical language. At the arrival of the Fourth Crusade in 1204, Ioan Kaloyan, the Vlach-Bulgarian emperor,